watch creation occur in a way that has never occurred before. A love story where everyone awakens as one, where the circuit has been completed, and an even grander creation begins. And this unfoldment on planet Earth is the grandest event which has ever occurred in all of creation. A new reality is here.
Saturday, grand rising if you're just getting up, and wonderful happy grand day if you're already in action. Welcome to the Ascension gathering with Kat and Elle.
Hello.
From the First Contact ground crew team, here to gather with the givers, the dreamers, the lovers, and give you some amazing updates.
What up, what up? How's everyone feeling out there? How's everyone doing? How's your day been? How's the start to your weekend? Or so to say, how's your present moment and now? Yeah, drop it in the chat. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know what's going on. I welcome all of you. Please.
That's Bobby.
Booby, I love you, Booby. Good morning, God morning. God afternoon for some of you. Share.
Ding!
Big one. Please share. Sharing is caring.
Love you.
Subscribe, like, hit that notification button, that little bell, and make sure that you're always being updated every time we go live, because we never know when we're going to go live. You know?
It's the divine timing.
We knew we were going to go
that
live
is guiding
today.
us.
And Kat's like, when do you want to do it? And I'm like, I saw this. Okay, sounds good. Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
And the funny thing is, because we're in mountain time, so it was like 10:10, and then I started to make the flyer, and I was like, wait, it's February 12th, so 12. There we go. Lots of threes. 1 and 2 is 3, and it's all about the oneness within all, knowing that we're not separate or disconnected from even the trees, the animals, our other brothers and sisters around us. We're all one big energy system. 2 is about God, prime source, being mother and father, our divine parents. And 3 is a number representing expression, your inner child, all that childlike wonder, all that beautiful creative energy that you have that wants to come out, that wants to be explored. And that's what it's all about. Yesterday in the girls stream, the show, which is a disclosure show with subscription, because they can't censor. That's the simple fact. There's so much censorship out there, but this one is with subscription for only, I feel, $11.11 a month. And Hope had shared a really amazing nugget, which I actually lost now.
Okay. All right.
Where were we?
I don't know. I don't remember you telling me about this prior, so I can't help.
It come back.
So you're talking about the show, so I hope you said
Yes.
something. I mean, that's all I got right now.
So much. They
About
shared
what?
so much.
What was the context?
It'll come back.
Okay.
I don't know right now.
Good.
But we have many amazing articles, some really cool videos as well to share. Nice. Good morning, Grand Rising. Margaret from India.
Welcome.
That is exciting. Love you, Krista. Welcome. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all on Telegram. Love you. So many beings. That's beautiful. Yeah, it was funny. I was walking today in the morning and I realized I didn't even know what time it is, but it felt so timeless. It felt so eternal with the sun rising, just like breaking through the trees and putting a blanket of glitter on the snow. Those are those little beautiful moments we get to enjoy and we get to have gratitude for. So if you get up in the morning, take a step outside. I didn't walk a very long round because it was freezing cold and my eyes tears up. But the sun was amazing and it's so beautiful to start the day in that moving, in that motivation. And sometimes you wake up and it's really heavy energies. There's a lot of collective thought come in. There's a lot of just through the phase of sleep, and then coming back to a state of, being awake. It's a transition that sometimes can be really heavy, especially in this crazy intense energies with like solar flares, M class, C class, like all those high energies coming in that are illuminating everything that is inside of you. You can't run from anything anymore. And in the morning especially, it's so important to really start the day with a journey that leads first back into your heart space, back into this peaceful, still, yet motivated, thriving place, with whatever beautiful spiritual discipline helps you. Going for a walk, sun gazing, a simple shower, all those beautiful things are simple and love in action. Awesome. Thank you for setting it all up.
Yeah, I like organized. Yeah, I was just checking. I check the groups I post in to see if it's actually posting, because they don't always, I don't always know, but you can go there and check. Like I got a group here that's like 70 some posts that are still pending, so it's like I'm just gonna leave that group. I'm just throwing it out there to everyone. If you are sharing out there, because I'm big on it, just check to see if your stuff's actually getting posted. Because if it's not, just walk away. It's okay. It is what it is. People. There's a lot of people sometimes and groups that are posting, and they all want to be monitored, and that's that's their deal.
Right.
Yeah, let me get out of there because it's just like a wait. It's like I just keep going, and then after a while, I will look at it and I'll go, man, what am I doing? I find another group that'll accept it. Maybe we'll get that one person.
And that's a beautiful, just example for an energy I feel many may deal with, where they try to bring the truth to the people and they try to wake people up and they try to like post all that information and load their friends and family with all this stuff, and they just get labeled crazy and not taken serious and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes what we have to do is simply walk away and again come back to the peaceful state of non-attachment to how or whether something is received that you're sharing. We just said that everyone is on such a unique personal journey. And we had, I feel yesterday or the day before in the channel, let me pull that up real quick, graphic that just shows those different steps of where we're at. There we go. So you have like act 1, 2, and 3 within this like whole ascension process kind of. And let me see so you can have it a little bit bigger. There you go. Beautiful. And the most beings, which is really interesting, shared that they feel somewhere in Act 3. So everyone that doesn't see the graphic right now on Telegram, you guys have it in the channel if you scroll up. And the Act 1 is like just asking a bunch of questions. And I feel that's a beautiful state where, some of the third wavers come at asking, where are we actually? And when are we? Like, what's happening? Who are we? What is the theme? Act 2 is realizing a lot of those truths and the answers of those questions, and then finding the goal and having that story from A to B, dipping deeper even into your own soul journey until it feels what you can see in Act 3 like the lowest point, kind of coping with the loss. And this loss is on so many levels. Like for us very personally, mom ascended last year, so that was, a physical loss that we have to cope with, to realize that energy of prime source is still here. It's a loss of kind of, the entire old world, the world as we used to know it will not exist anymore. As it is right now, for sure not, because this whole craziness going on is just a point of insanity. And at the same time, we're not going to move back to normal and how it was before. So within Act 3, you can see there is a new goal, a new path. And that's where like main people kind of answered where they're at, is like having this new goal and starting to see that vision and really pushing for that. And collectively, that's where we're more and more heading towards as well, is the new goal of freedom, of lifting of the mandates, lifting of all those laws and rules that at the end of the day don't make any sense for something that has a 99.99999 survival rate. We do have a beautiful video of the reaction of how it looks like when we gain that freedom back. Because in many countries and many different places, the mandates are being lifted. What did you say this morning? Which country? It was Finland, Sweden, Norway, something.
I can figure it out, but I'm on a whole nother track right now.
Oh, good.
I just want to say real quick, we're back on YouTube.
Yay!
We're the first one back on YouTube.
Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you, YouTube.
Thank you. I'm play nice now.
So, all of those.
To answer your question,
And it's funny that you say it right
Sure.
when I talk about, all those mandates and restrictions being lifted, because as well on YouTube for us.
It is Norway.
Norway, all right, they lifted.
I follow Disclosed TV
Netherlands.
on the Telegram. I highly recommend everyone look up Disclosed TV. We do gather a lot of our information from them too. Also, Disclosed TV is the #1 channel on Telegram. So,
Nice.
with 428,000 subscribers.
Wow.
So check them
A little
out.
bigger than we are, but
Well, yeah, but hey, we'll
There's
get
so
there.
many channels.
40-some thousand. It's pretty up there. It's pretty,
woo!
hello. But yeah, so that's crazy right now. So everything's getting weird. Certain countries are ending mandates, whereas places like Germany, against strong, politically, political parties were strongly against continuing mandates, or I feel it was mandatory vaccination for certain people, and they went ahead of it anyway. They did it anyway.
Yeah, that's
so
the interesting
Germany-
thing, is Germany is so twisted. I read one article where basically behind the scenes in the background, it is all ending, but the outplay and what is actually happening in real time, that's not where they're at yet. Like, I have a friend, for example, she's at the present moment living in Tennessee and planning to move back to Germany around June. And she chose, because of the current situation back in Germany, to get, the little poke, because she said you can't do anything. Like, you're literally restricted to participate in everyday, social life. And that is this point of craziness that we had to reach for people to actually stand up and get on the streets and be like, that's crazy. That's the initial, point why the truckers did what they did. Everyone that passes the border would have been supposed to get vaccinated, no matter what. And they're like, no, freedom. We're here to have freedom.
So, newest update I have from an hour ago is that there were Canadian police, some in military gear, that were going to the protests in Canada and arresting them. They were on, and I had heard that on a video maybe a day or two ago, that they said it would either be tonight or tomorrow night, and that was 3 like 2.5 days ago when I heard it or so. So
Interesting. I have a beautiful video for that, actually, where you can see the police facing protesters at Milk River, Alberta. Let me see. Let's play it for y'all.
We're standing on guard. Lean on me. We're standing on guard. When you're we're standing on guard.
This is emotional, guys.
I love every single one of you.
This week, we That's right, guys. Good job. Good job. Proud of you. This is amazing.
I will die for your children. I've never done this kind of thing before. None of us have.
Keep sharing, you guys. Please, please keep sharing. This is a peaceful stand.
I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. It won't be long. I'm gonna need somebody
Woo! Yay! I had to play the whole video because when they start to sing, like, I'm getting real, just like, wow. I was lighting up. It's so beautiful to see those people standing, just how we, envision it, like the planet, and then all of us just arm in arm protecting, our Mother Earth, the planet, our freedom, which is how we have the title, nothing else than surrender to the divine, to love. It's that easy. It's simply unconditional love. That's what we're standing up for, and that's why we're sharing all of those things. So keep trucking, keep standing up for love. Woo! Yeah, let me pull up, just because it's so nice right now with the videos, the other one where the children are being told that they do not have to wear the masks anymore. Let me see. All right.
Starting tomorrow, we don't have to wear masks anymore.
the boy who like wants to throw his chair. He's just like, yeah. And he's like, wait, I can't throw a chair.
Everybody excited?
Woo!
That's crazy.
That's so awesome. And that's, the other thing for the children. They don't have to sit in enclosed rooms with freaking masks over their mouth. It doesn't have to be. It's not love. It's literally a physical manifestation of this like power over and, power over of innocence and purity. And that's ending, and that leads me to a very amazing open letter that Aora wrote out yesterday.
Before you get into that,
Please.
I feel that the main thing to say to this, and what Kat just mentioned, is that those who, there's a quote, but I'm going to butcher it for a second. Those who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it. So when you're not aware of what's already happened, in societies and how different people have made different decisions that have affected, millions and millions, billions of people, you kind of lose your way because then you don't realize it's happening again. So, in other words, I don't know exactly when, but it was a slave tactic to put masks on people. I mean, that's what you did to slaves, literally, when you owned them. You'd put masks on them.
We're like a muzzle, like
a muzzle, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Muzzle, mask, and so worse, the muzzle, because it's for an animal. And that's how we used to treat people. And this is where it all kind of stems from, is this, you're different, you're this, you got this, thing, I didn't, blah, blah, you look this way, I don't, blah, blah. It's just, that is our history. That is what the male story has been, is tribalism and looking at people differently. And while there is, I feel, something to that, it cannot come primary. The unity must come primary. And this is a big thing, and then I'll let you read your article there, is that we talked about this last night, and I remember this now, it's crazy. The number one, and maybe this is what you were trying to remember, the number one factor to long life is community. It is everything they've researched, and it doesn't have to do with what you eat, ultimately. All those things can help, of course, but not where you eat or even where you live and blah, blah, blah. It simply is, do you participate in a community and have worth and value? Whether that's even like, I bring the milk every day. Yeah. I'm the milkman.
It's like, even if you're a lonely person on the most beautiful tropical island, but by yourself, and you have like all these gifts, but you don't have anyone to share. That's kind of sad.
And that's what I feel, the 3D matrix realm is just a mimicry of the divine way of living. So yeah, people have jobs that they work, and that's what participates in the community, and that's what creates unity. Yet we're just still separating ourselves, right? There's still these rules in place that are keeping people from caring about another person because of this law. So curious to see how we transition. Curious to see what happens. But yeah, thank you for letting me share.
Thank you.
That was important.
Sweet. Open letter. This is an open letter to all governments, agencies, elites, corporations, WHO, the Worldwide Economic Forum, and any man-made institution of authority. We, the people of planet Earth, are calling for the dissolvement of all structures of authority which are outside of universal law and not based in love. As a species, we were born free. This planet is a gift from Source, from Mother Earth to her children, to experience physicality, to create, to live, to love, and to enjoy life in a human vessel. All man-made rules, laws, and red tape which constricts the human's right to love, laugh, live, and enjoy freely is treason. As a collective, we take full accountability for allowing ourselves to be hoodwinked, to be manipulated. We allowed fear consciousness to strip us of our divine birthright, our power, compassion, our hearts, and our innate capacity for unconditional love. We allowed these lower forces to convince us to hate one another, to judge one another, and to separate ourselves. We allowed it, but we no longer are allowing it. We, humanity, revoke any and all previous contracts with the dark, allowing fear, separation, disempowerment, enslavement, and eco-psychosis. We thank you for showing us where we needed to love more, to forgive more, to stand up for ourselves, to break through our own illusions. These contracts are no longer needed, and we, humanity, agree to sign new contracts with the divine only. We agree to transition our planet to divine will and to love everywhere present. We honor all living things, and we honor ourselves. We honor our brothers and sisters, and we choose to put down our sword and open our hearts. To all illusionary authorities on this planet, you hold no power in the eyes of Source and in the eyes of humanity any longer. Your illusionary power is now revoked. Where did we forget about love? Where did we forget about care for humans and their physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being? My God, we have come so far away from the light. We have abandoned what makes us real, our capacity to love one another, to hold compassion, to provide support, to hold space, to place boundaries, to speak our truth, to have courage and bravery. My God, where did we go? The story of humanity will live on for all of eternity. It will be known as the greatest quantum leap of evolution in all of creation. We have experienced all parts of the spectrum, and we no longer need the lower spectrum in order to see the light. We choose love. An illusionary authority must stand down now. All takers and those that seek to harm, quiet, and put love in the corner, step down now. Love has arrived. Love is more powerful than any force on this planet, and love will reign supreme. Source has spoken. Planet Earth is now returned to the lovers and givers of planet Earth. Woo! Woo! Get him. Thank you. That is really amazing. And that's it. There is no other path than choosing love. Talking about the end times, the big judgment day, and all those, different stories. There is only the present moment of now. And if you live every present moment in the integrity of, your soul, your heart, and everything in the vibration of love and higher, you are aligning with what is to come. But if you're holding on and you're attached to all those grudges, to all those things, you did, people did, and, whatever there is, you're holding on to something that cannot any longer exist. Just a match of frequencies.
What up?
What up?
A good one I saw too was that basically it was real quick, and then it really made me feel into things, is that there's nothing holding you, like you don't have to do anything to raise your vibration. You already are a highly vibrational being. Simply put, that's your ship, let's just say, to go on to the high seas. And you're always capable. Yet your ego, your mind, your lower thought system is the anchor that holds you down. So rather than going, how do I get my vibe high? You already are that. And I feel that because I know that I've naturally, organically just entered a higher state and been like, yeah, this is it. I wouldn't want to do anything to bring this down. And then things happen that, I have no control over. And I got to learn to let that go and not let it bring me down. And that's where my test is, and everyone else is different. And so essentially it's just like, are you going to go for the dangling carrot that's constantly distracting you? Are you going to try and go down to the bottom of the ocean to pick up your anchor? None of those things. You have to learn how to either cut it or pull it back up, or, I guess in this context you would probably just cut it and never anchor again. But, anchoring...
In the depths of the darkness.
Yeah, it has its value.
Lift your anchor and sail into the light.
Off into the distance. Into the unknown, right? That's the point.
Yes.
We're comfortable anchored to the shore. We're comfortable being there and just kind of just sitting there and yeah, great boat. And it can be very... It's nice. And... But ultimately, the adventure is on the sea, and the point is not the destination, but the journey. Right. So the anchor just kind of holds you back from that, and in this context, you just cut it.
And the question is, do you want to, play safe and be with your boat anchored on the shore, wait until this wave's coming, and by the time the wave is coming in, it's a freaking tsunami, hitting you.
Get out of there.
Or do you want to just pop up your, however you call it, the wind-catching piece of fabric on a boat?
Your sail?
Yes, that one. Put up your sail and ride the waves.
Okay, now we're using. I was looking at motors the whole time, but okay. I
saw
saw big giant shit. Like I'm talking about a cruise ship. I'm talking about everyone's like their own cruise.
Everyone, come on.
Or maybe we're just trying to get back to that, right? That's what I was saying. I was just seeing the chat in the Telegram, and people just talking about what's going on in like Eastern Europe with the Yuki and all that, and all that crazy stuff, and how they're trying to push towards this, that, the other thing, and I just feel that simply it's a lot of fear towards it, and that at the end of the day I could say so many things about what it is or it isn't. Simply put, stop giving your energy to something that doesn't bring you joy.
Right.
And, people could say, well, that's ignorant, that's this.
Because we don't know exactly.
I don't know exactly what's going on. I just hear a bunch of countries saying, get your people out, and that, like, and this, that, the other thing, and then other countries supplying, to Ukraine, and then Russia's pissed, and blah, blah, blah. It just sounds like a load of political chess playing that you don't know what's going on. You don't really know what's going on, and does it really affect you? Are you really there? Do you know what's happening? I mean, here's a perfect example, just a little bit.
Really quick with Russia and Ukraine. It's interesting because I'm from Germany, so I have a lot of German channels I look into. It's a whole different story. If you look at the angle from Russian, it's a whole different story.
Right.
It's like, we don't know shit. There's so many stories about. And at the end of the day, like, I trust that Putin is one of the ones that are, a little bit more reasonable and not going to shoot up some, atomic weapons. That's not the timeline we're on.
I'm not going anywhere there because that's not even real anymore. Like, that's something people need to realize. Like, there was a treaty a long time ago that, like, destroyed all, like, types of nuclear weapons and things like that. People don't realize that. That's just, like, a false thing. Because I'm sure in the background they were like, listen, if we detonate one of that's what Hiroshima was. That was the point of hitting Japan with a bomb, and it's like, it was bad. And we've seen radiation and what that does, Chernobyl. So we know all these things, and I'm sure they have agreed to that, knowing that the rest of just feel into a nuclear hit in one spot, it's just going to move. It's just going to somehow move because of the wind and the air, and it would just irradiate our planet. So I'm sure that has been taken care of. I just feel it comes down to simple resources, market manipulation. A lot of things are going on, that's the thing. The markets are always being, moved in such a way. They're being manipulated in a way or another. And what we need to realize as a people is that we have the power, we have the control. So in other words, like, all public companies have stock options, which is how they, make more money. And if you own that and you get rid of it, then you essentially can bring it back to nil. Like, you can take $1,000 stock and make it zero if everyone just decides to get rid of it. So I just feel that as we move in this transition, we're going to have to find a way to really come together with both right and left brain, feminine, masculine, and realize that people will only pull their money once they realize that there's profit in something else. So yeah, no shit, there's profit in these things that are hurting people, because it's not in the business to keep you well. It's in the business of keeping you just under the weather enough that you need what they're selling. So, or that you're not happy enough, so this is going to make you happy. So I feel that as we transition out of that and we start showing, the value of what we're all capable of doing, things will shift more and more.
Yeah.
And that Dolores Cannon one was really good too. There's a video of Dolores that goes back to what I'm saying and really brings it all together. But anyway, I digress. Please, Kat.
There was something funny that I read. I don't know. Was it yesterday? Somewhere in time. Basically, like, if everyone would go at the same day to the ATM and pull out $1,000, like, just hypothetically, but like everyone around, like, they panic, like, that's gonna freaking crash the system. I was just like, that's so hilarious. It's so simple, but the problem is we're not all in unity consciousness. You know what I mean? You can't just like shoot a message to like every being, for example, in the US or wherever, and be like, yo, hit up the ATM, pull out some, let's crash a system. That's not where we're at consciously, basically.
But I'd like to
we're
share
heading
something
there.
because I can actually prove that that's incorrect. Because what I was just saying about the stock thing is that if you look at AMC and GameStop and what recently happened to their stocks, so they shot up like crazy for like I forget how long, but a very short period. And what the guy on this video was telling me is that was literally, I'm lighting up, was literally people on Reddit talking about it, and they all made a collective decision on this Reddit forum to do what they were doing to the stock, to and all that. So
That's beautiful.
The internet, it's the internet. We are all there. We just have to get on the same page. You know, perfect example, Disclosed TV, 240-some thousand people. You know, like if that was something that they did and they put that out there, they have the platform to do it. If Joe Rogan says
that's how I literally want to just jump in and be like, Joe Rogan, for example, he has like so many people now, and then the other guy, what was it, Del Bigtree, that has like, you know, a couple million people to him. Like, it's so crazy.
You say a couple million, it's a couple million.
It is shifting.
That's not just like,
shifting.
oh, it's a couple million. Like, literally, it's
more than mainstream media.
Yeah, regular television back in the day, I mean, you had like 8 million people watching one show at a time. And that fluctuated down to like 2 million people, like depending on which show in the series, you know, it was. Because if it's like the first one of the season, people watch it more. And so you're talking about like people on the internet who have done it independently are actually outgrowing in viewers than what was previously in front of us. And that's okay. There's no, look at radio. You know, it redid itself. Back in the day, it was first just radio. And now you have podcasts and things like that. But now you have video with it. And okay, we go back to the television. Everything that was on the television is going away. I mean, you even look at things like Jeopardy and how like the host of Jeopardy passed a couple of years ago. And they're still trying to go with it. And diehard Jeopardy fans don't like it. So it's just like we're reaching a pass where something has to, like a lot of things in our reality have to change.
And I feel it literally is because humanity as a collective is changing where at one point or the other, like no external satisfaction, validation, source of, you know, energy will be fulfilling anymore.
Yeah.
You will come to a point where you realize you can't, you know, consistently be codependent and try to get your energy from other beings. You can't, you know, try to buy happiness and all those kind of things. It's like, it's all within. Everything is within. That solar flare y'all are waiting on, you gotta light that up in your heart. You are the solar flare. I found a beautiful video from Prom Source I felt to share. And we have that other video too. Let's light it up. All right. It is called Matrix is Dying, Lots of Catapulting to Occur. Sounds exciting. Enjoy.
Woo!
Yay, everybody!
Hello. We love you.
Oh, definitely exciting times we are in. We are 3 days before the solstice portal for the twin flames, balanced harmonics, and we'll go into that. We're going to combine the updates today because we missed one on video. We've got so much going on, so much has happened. So we're going to fill you in to what has been happening. And all of these things, we're receiving them through magical synchronistic events, and we're gathering that information together. We are the first fractal. This is Mother God, Mother Earth, Gaia, Sophia, Mother of Creation. That Mother of Creation is here as well. Thank you for showing up, Father.
Thank you for bringing me in.
You're absolutely brilliant. He has been a brilliant surgeon in the etheric field alongside Robin. They've been buddies. doing lots of...
We've had a lot of fun all together.
Yeah. So we want to remind you that Father and I are doing sessions. Book your sessions with us. You can do that down below. You are graduating home into the light. We've got lots of information to share with you. Also, we have our water project. The water is absolutely amazing. Even though Mount Shasta area here, we have some of the best water. Even with our alkaline water, it's just like, wow. And I read somewhere that the alkaline water actually helps people with cancer. So it's a really good product for Christmas, everybody.
It is amazing.
Down below. And this alkaline water, you can change any water except seawater into clear water, drinking water for yourself. So wonderful, beautiful thing to have. We need fresh water.
It is really good.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to read some notes here. Also, just to remind you, we also have t-shirts. So those are nice Christmas gifts. I know we're like, 7 days away from Christmas or so?
Yeah.
Okay. So we had a really, really grand synchronistic event. The other night, Father, I was sleeping after 24 hours of lots of stuff. And he was actually having visions of the recycling that had begun. And he was changing buildings into trees. They just turn into dust and turn into trees. And of course, right now we know the matrix is crumbling. I mean, there's no energy to support it. So, a lot of beings were transferred to the galactic central sun for recycling. Also, so the next day after that happened, we received a message that I would like to read. And this is from one of our team members who's out in Missouri. And he calls himself the Guardian. So this is what happened to him that night. But he gave us this the next morning, which validated Father's experience and visions. What happened last night is weird, says Guardian. A messenger angel came to me last night asking for my permission to erect a spiritual quarantine around Mount Shasta area and around certain people for 24 to 36 hours. This was needed to do a transfer of some of the most dangerous entities that were held in the cells in the lower part of the inner earth. These entities are in suspended animation, but their mental powers are so strong they can be dangerous to people within a certain radius of their location. They are being transferred to the galactic central sun for sentence of high treason against the Prime Creator. They will be reset to 1D or 2D life forms in the central sun and basically start over. And that's perfectly okay if people are making that choice to de-evolve or evolve. Everyone has a choice on this planet. Thank you for evolving with us.
Yes.
Yay. To start the life cycle over in order to learn love. I mean, if they haven't learned love yet, they have to go back and go through the layers and learn love. As all sentient life and all levels are eternal, there is no death as we know it, but sending an entity back to the starting line to do life's lessons is allowed by universal law. In every effort of love to reform them and heal them and restore them to their designed form. So that was beautiful. Thank you for all the work that's being done on that front. And Father's getting it done. No more, he says.
No more at all, no.
Mistreatment of Mother Earth ends now. So here's some notes from Father. 11:14 a.m. Ho, ho, ho. The matrix is dead. Field of light now in abundance. In the ever-present love of our Creator. Freedom for all light beings now. We are here in love right now. Embrace heaven. Our hearts know we are here. We are so eternally blessed by Mother God's love. It is unfathomable. Source's love knows no bounds. Love is not conditional. The light pieces all in the most intense and sweet way. 11:27 a.m. I see a ruby light. It's so vibrant and lovely. And the ruby light would be the New Earth energies. because they're that color.
It was amazing.
On 12/14 at 1:11 p.m., we are here and we love you very much to the heavens and beyond. We thank all of humanity for your service to love. Although it may not always seem easy at first, it is always the right choice. 444-444. There is no grander life to live. As love gives, so love receives. You are all brilliant, beautiful, radiant love beings, and we enjoy seeing you realize and accept this truth. Be the truth. It is time to walk your talk. You are all capable of so much more good than you ever thought possible, and we thank you for your pure hearts for making your way through and onward into heaven. Love everywhere present with Prime Creator. 4:13 a.m. Father used the fire energy to protect all the cells. This is the consciousness. We had an event which was in the original update, the written update. Basically, they tried to use, and I say they, the old controllers, however you want to call them, the denser energies that are trying to resist the light coming in. They try to do like different tactics to try to stop it. It's not, they can't do anything. It's just attempts because they're such in a dumbed down state and they're starving at this point. And so they placed this like leech looking thing into the etheric. And how did they do that? These are all been destroyed now. There was a,
Yes.
It existed. It's a book called the Book of the Dead, and they can use dark energy and cast spells doing this. And so they mixed this with some technology. We had to go into the inner earth for them to help us with this. That night, so Father's and Robin were getting this off of me. That night I have a dream. This is so weird. Oh my God. In my dream, I see this like scab on my ear, and I'm like, what is that? So I picked at it, and all of a sudden, all this stuff started pouring out of my ear like a cord. It was the strangest thing. It was like 20 feet long. It was like, kept coming out. I just kept pulling it out. It was crazy. So whatever that was, that's done. That's cut.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're thankful for that.
We had a really interesting event. It was at one. We entered the headquarters to do headwaters in Shasta to do a ceremony for the new Earth and full moon that we just went through. We arrived for the ceremony at 11:11 a.m. Fascinating. At the same time, we hear Bobby, which is I keep calling him Bobby.
Yeah.
Redemption song. About freedom, and so it was really synchronistic. It ended at 11:21, which we found fascinating.
It was beautiful.
I woke up with Robin in my face, 12:15. He was showing me visions of a birthday cake, and the thing about that is I had this session with her name is Lisa, and she basically told me that I'm entering it's something, a solar year. It's basically a new book, a new adventure. So I'm, new Earth, here we come.
Woo! New Earth, here we come. Get 'em prime souls. A beautiful thing to keep a journal of your synchronicities on the path of truly learning and finding out who you are. Synchronistic numbers, dreams, visions. It is third eye chakra day, so the third eye is where we, perceive energy. We can, see visions, dreams. Write it down, keep a journal. It comes back around and it brings even more synchronicities. Very great. I do have another article touching on the Pluto return energies a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we are moving closer and closer every moment. The 12th today, so about 10 more days. And it will be big. Nothing says a cosmic rebirth like enigmatic Pluto, the power-hungry dwarf planet that symbolizes transformation and renewal. According to the stars, the United States is finally getting a spiritual makeover with this first ever Pluto return on February 22nd, 2022. Astrologically, a Pluto return is when the heavenly body returns to the same position in a birth chart where it was when the chart began. So when you're born, all the stars are in a certain, position and move in rather fast or slow periods of time through all of the zodiac signs. So Pluto is now returning to the same position when the US was founded 1776. Pluto rules death and rebirth, influencing the end and beginning of new karmic cycles. Get your birthday cake. It also rules things like interpersonal skills, power struggles, and shows the source of your personal power. This planet is the portal through which your spiritual and shadow energy is transformed and released into the exterior world. Just like ever elusive zodiac sign Scorpio, which is aptly reigns over, Pluto is a riddle shrouded in mystery. In astrology, this celestial body signifies the death of old traditions, the birth of new ones, and annihilating problematic dogma you've come to recognize as part of your DNA. A Pluto return, therefore, spells a metamorphic change in the country's astrological history as it's forced to meet the most hidden and not so noble parts of itself. It's a time to air out the grievances, reflect, and completely rebrand. So, simply by that, what has been going on can no longer go on. Simple anecdote, the Roman Empire fell within 2 weeks of Pluto being in their return sign. So, get ready.
We're here, it's big.
know.
It's big. No, don't deny your knowing
right.
of what you feel. And I've always been pinged on this. This is what got me involved in the spiritual community, was looking at Pluto and the fact that it was returning and realizing that the last time that it was where it is now, we were in the American Revolution and we were creating our Constitution and we were fighting for our freedom from an entity that literally wasn't even near us. So we have to realize that we are all capable and we can all band together and we can all make better decisions. The whole point of our political system, at least here in America, was that it was a representative, republic, ultimately, and that they did what it is that we asked them to do, and they ran on certain, political, bases that we said, yeah, I agree with that, I agree with that, I agree with that. Please go do those things. How often does it actually get done? Integrity has been, washing away, eroded away over these years. And I feel we're going to watch something definitely change. Something has to shift. What else do we got? Crack pipes? I'm just saying. So,
You're going to throw that one up?
No,
Okay.
Too much.
Good.
A little too much. It was just a little joke. If you got it, you got it. You didn't. But ultimately, what are we going to do, with all of this? We have to let it play out. You got to do, it's both. It's like you got to do your thing. You also just got to let the energy play itself out. Let things crumble, let it crumble,
That's
let it fall away.
That's a big one, yeah. To learn, and that's, I feel like, the gene key we're in right now as well in its shadow is reaction. And, to become such a master of your own energy that you're so centered within this peaceful, loving, compassionate heart space that no matter what's going on, you don't have to react to it.
Yeah.
And even if and that's something, being a mom, for example, you always want to jump up and fix something, or your child is, crying, doesn't get something, you want to jump up and help immediately. And that is this like overstimulation and overfocus on the external. It's what's going on there, because sometimes, you know, maybe you just have to focus your energy there, hold space, let it play out,
Yeah.
and let love handle the details. And all of a sudden it takes a completely different turn than when you try to control something in your thinking of what's going on. But I don't know shit. Cough confirm. We don't know shit.
I don't know.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all.
Thank you all. Love you so. You had this little video. Do you want to throw that out as a nugget?
I love that one.
Yeah,
So
cool.
so this is Dolores Cannon. She is beautiful. I feel she's doing a lot of work on the other side. She's been gone from it for a few years now. And but she was one of the big ones. She was one of the big ones that talked about Ascension, you know, years and years and years ago. A very brilliant woman, and I feel she just really wraps everything together that we've been talking about for today.
All right, let's do it.
We'll go into the 1,000 years of peace after we're into the year 2000. Because he saw a figure coming along at that time that he called the great genius. Now, if the Antichrist is the epitome of evil, of everything that is terrible, he said this great genius would be the total opposite. Because he said the pendulum cannot swing all the way to the very evil man and stay there. It must swing back to balance. And when it does, it comes into the time of the great genius. And he will have such wondrous inventions. We will be living in space, traveling in space, having space colonies. The human body will be perfected to the point that it will never die. And we'll be in the 1,000 years of peace.
Woo!
So this is the time I like to focus on. Rather than the terrible things he saw, he said, he wanted us to know there was a wonderful future ahead of us.
Yay!
So she's talking about, from what I feel, she's talking about Nostradamus.
Interesting.
She's saying Nostradamus because you know Nostradamus predicted so much. But yeah, I feel it's just very simple. You know, I mean, focus on that.
Yep.
Focus
Yep.
on, you know, the yourself becoming the great genius. What other is the great genius than us embodying the new age of Christ consciousness, of the Aquarian age? It's
Right.
this, you know, it is the water bearer. Why not be? It may not be a water sign, yet it is the water bearer, and that water represents consciousness. So everyone with technology is getting inundated with information. I mean, I can learn so much in a single day now, more so than I ever could. You know, you would have had to stay in a library all day to maybe figure out what we now can do in a quarter of a day on
In one click.
In one click at home.
Yeah.
So lots going faster. Everyone wants to see that the cars are faster, the planes are faster, everything going faster, 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 faster. What's that gonna, you know, manifest in our reality? It can be a quantum leap if you so choose it to be.
And that's the thing, it's your decision at the end of the day. And there is, and I want to make that really clear, there is no Antichrist figure outside of you to blame for anything. Like, all of that is within the Antichrist and, you know, the pure divine Christ consciousness.
Yeah.
And it's our decision of where we allow our focus to go to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our energies.
It's a test.
Woo!
I know I get tested.
Let's see what the stars are saying.
Say, we got 11:11 on clock.
Yay!
11:11, y'all. Thank you for the downloads. Thank you for being here, everyone.
For peace on earth, for unity and harmony. The great, what is it, severing?
The great yeah.
Severing? Severing. Galactic. Ooh. Anger, conflict, softening to love. And the graphic we showed in the beginning with like Act 1, 2, 3, I feel that's, you know, where a lot of beings are at too, that they see the conflict, they feel the anger, and it's there to be able to open the heart, like it says, soften to love. Allow love to come in and calm down this fiery, angry, so personally hurt and offended, you know, inner being. And really allowing love to come in and heal. They say you don't even have to look more.
No. I mean, yeah, that's literally what's going on. Like, there is so much conflict. We're talking about all the conflicts that are going on.
We have to focus on the peace.
Right, because there's the ultimate conflict within you, and you have to feed the wolf of love and not the wolf of hate. And then through that, then and only then can then you be more love. Then you can transcend, evolve, right? Just like the video was saying, evolve beyond that animal state of this and that, fight or flight, and move towards a higher evolutionary state where we all are just love. And we're just unique in our ability to express and show that love. So it looks like we got another card called Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. And
nice.
For those
Whatever
of you that
makes you angry, it doesn't matter.
For those of you that can't see it, it is a literal space void of blackness with some dots of stars and a tiny little earth in the center. And so if everyone else that would like to see that can see that it's just a black thing with a little tiny dot. And that's just the realization is that, you are one little dot on that little dot in a series of a lot of dots. And that's literally how the universe, even from a scientific perspective, is seen. That from, your little spot and then out and then out and then out, and our whole entire universe could potentially even be its own universe, and then there's multiverses, so these things are coming to light. These things are coming to light, and it's true. That's for me. I can feel that personally in a lot of ways that it's time to let a lot of things go, because that's actually a beautiful thing that was just shared with me yesterday, that none of this matters.
Nice. Beautiful.
Or 2 days ago.
So anger, conflict, none of this matters.
Right.
And then the
yourself.
third one that jumped out is very light-filled, the courageous peony, and you see just a masterpiece of butterflies, flowers, the universe, and all kind of packed into this woman. And it says, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. And I feel it comes a lot back to allowing yourself to exist, to be your greatest, grandest version, outside of any boxes, and allowing everyone else to have their journey in their speed and their expression. And don't judge anything. Like, I feel let yourself be seen. Like, you have to dissolve any and all self-judgment. Coming back to, judging the other people's experiences. And again, none of it matters. Just be love. Focus on love.
I feel a lot of people are just, they say they can't, they're not capable, blah, 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 blah. The limits that we put on ourselves create the anger, create the war. It's those things that you say, sure, I'll just let that happen. Or on the other end of the coin, where you're just so enraged that you just start acting out of that. And I feel that these cards really just showed us to pull back in every situation, so that ultimately you cannot enter the conflict and you just see a bigger perspective.
Pick your battle.
And then through that, you're going to really, blossom into the being that you really are. And that's really the point, is that once everyone expresses themselves as the true divine soul that we all have, then and only then will we have new earth. It's that simple. You got to be you. I got to be me. You got to be you. We can't keep being the same. That doesn't work. We have to be unique. Everyone is. You have to accept each other's uniquenesses and realize that the one thing that is connecting us all is love. It literally is. It's God. It's love. It is.
Dun dun dun. There's
life.
nothing else than that. I'm just gonna throw that out real quick. It's four agreements. If you wonder how to be your greatest version, how to be love, the 4 agreements say: 1, be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Number 2, don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. Number 3, don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. Number 4, always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstances, simply do your best and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. Dun dun dun! If you want to learn more about spiritual awakening, energies, ascension, being a human angel, and how powerful we are as gods with God, we have a Awakening 101 training program coming up. Check it out on our website, 5dfulldisclosure.org. Jumping right to the next beautiful course we have is the 13D astrology online course with all basics about 13D astrology, charts, how to read them, and all that kind of stuff. And then we have the quantum energy healing course going on, which are 10 workshops and training material. So you see there is always a level, next level to grow into, to learn more, to find out about yourself. All of that you find on our website, 5dfulldisclosure.org. Workshops, material, links to all of those beautiful other websites. It's a whole world, a whole network, an online community. That is the space we're able to share right now, not yet in the physical.
Hey, you know what it is?
What is it?
Rather than getting on the metaverse, hop in here.
Yay!
Hop in here. You don't need to make your own little character. You just put your face on the Zoom, and you come in, and then there you go, right? We're all in a meeting together.
That's a
Feel into that.
5D
Ding.
New Earth. Love multiverse.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you all.
Woo!
Stay tuned. I'm sure there will be another live stream, maybe Roadside Nuggets today, maybe another Ascension gathering tomorrow. Click your notifications. We will have a council meeting later today. So everyone in the NetG councils, I love you.
Come on.
See you later.
Have fun, y'all. Stay high vibe, because you already are.
Just be love.
Just be high vibe.
5,
6,
7,
8.
Mama, 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 mama.
Hey,
You are loved. Mama, 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 mama.
Hey,
love everywhere present and joy reigns.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Have fun, y'all.